There's turn up. There's the weekend. Some of y'all turn up on the weekend. Some of y'all turn up tonight. Listen, let's get it going. So, turn up every day, right? It don't have to be the weekend. It could be Monday. It don't have to just be Thursday. You gonna still do it?
You want it or no?
I don't really care. What is that, Facebook? Yeah, if you want. It don't matter. It don't matter to me. So, what's up? Can you put some water? That'd be great. So, ladies' night. All right. Hopefully, we get some of y'all on here where we can put y'all on this call tonight. Get somebody live on a call with me tonight. Because y'all know, last week was Turn Up. We talked about getting your money bag, getting your own bag as a woman, as a wife. It's a big deal. So, tonight, y'all see my title. I don't like this camera because it makes me look really fat right here. So, I got to be like this. And then it makes me look funny over here. Y'all know I keep it real, right? So listen, don't lie about what y'all got. It's you. I'm not saying it's bad. I love me, but it just don't look cute on this camera. So listen, opposite sex friendships. So my question before I even get into this tonight is, I don't own the rest of this music. Instagram, Facebook. We don't own the rest of this music. We don't own the rest of this music. You know my producer in the background got to put this song on. Ooh. Nobody better be DMing me. No, Vijay. Nobody better be DMing him some Vijay. Y'all already know I got to give him that look. Babe, let's do this over here because I'm not feeling my face on that part. There we go. Looks much better over her. We might need to switch this over, babe. We gotta move this over. Y'all get the raw liveness, okay? Things happen. We're about to move this over to the side because I look better on this side with this camera. So we're gonna move over. We're gonna shift. So tonight we are discussing. Oh, you can't put it sideways? She going hard with the words. You know Nicki Minaj go in with her words. You already know. Excuse the violence in the background with these words. But trying to find a clean version of Nicki's song is a little rough. So once again, we don't own the rights to this music. We don't own the rights to this music. There you go. There you go. We lit. Okay. Let me turn this a little bit. So listen, tonight is opposite sex friendships. Wait, how you turn this? Okay. There goes. Opposite sex friendships. Oh, is this gonna fall? It's like right there. It's opposite sex friendships. Okay. Is it acceptable? Is it allowed? What do y'all think? Let's talk. It's opposite sex friendships. Cool. In the DM. You know he gotta put this song on because some of y'all be having some stuff going on in the DMs and y'all don't let y'all spouses know. What is that about? What is that about? Tell me. Some of y'all got some craziness going on in y'all DMs. I hear that a lot of not a lot, but I hear spouses reaching out to a lot of the single. I have a single friend. Well, I think she's not single. I think she got a boyfriend. I don't know. But she was mentioning one day on Facebook that she be getting hit up in her DM by some husbands. And I was like, what is that about? Like, y'all better be taking it easy with these DMs. It's not cool. It's not the way to go. So let's jump into it. So first I wanted to ask, my first question is, when it comes to opposite sex friendships, I had to ask my husband literally 3 seconds ago before I got on live. I said, are we talking about him or are we talking about me? So what are y'all thinking? Am I talking about, like, is it okay that he has opposite sex friends? Or are we talking about me having opposite sex friends? He said me, I said him. So wives, chime in. Do y'all think we should get into the husband having the opposite sex friends? Or should it be the wives' discussion on us having opposite sex friends? Or maybe we could do both. I won't go deep into it with the husbands because, maybe he should talk about his own perspective. But it's also good to discuss the opposite of the husband. Like, it's also good for us to discuss how y'all feel about the husband having, for example, social media opposite sex friends. Right? Let's get into that. How do y'all feel about that? The models. Y'all know them Instagram models? Are you guys okay with the spouse having that social media model, like following that model? I'm not cool with that. Me personally, I'm not cool with it because some of these Instagram, I'm talking about Instagram. I don't know about Facebook if they have them, but them Instagram models, some of them Instagram models be nowadays. What up, Q? Thanks for hopping on. Some of these Instagram models be explicit, like to the max, that for the eyes of the husband, or even if it's the opposite sex, like for me having an Instagram dude, they have no shame, like they're just out. And that just, to me, it just gets the mind wandering, and it does become more lustful, and that's a sin. Like, let's be real. TikToking. Let me sis, listen. I came across this crazy TikTok yesterday. I was making my husband's TikTok for my page, his coaching, and I came across this TikTok with this dude dancing with no shirt and some some gray sweatpants. Ladies, let me tag some of my homegirls. Hold up, let me tag some of my home girls, cause I already know. What do I do here, babe? How do I? I already know this is gonna be a double whammer, because this right here, this dude had on no shirt and some sweats. When I tell y'all, okay, y'all already know, ladies, wives, it's supposed to be a wife's call, ladies. Y'all already know the gray sweatpants, it's a whole story. Y'all already know it's a whole scenario. We, and like in this house, we don't play that. Like, that's all, Brandon, you're not about to wear them gray sweatpants. Y'all already know this. The gray sweatpants is explicit for the print of the D. Okay, that's like, y'all know I keep it raw and very real. What up, fam? And that's not happening. Like, there's women out there that legit is gray sweatpants season, because really are just watching the dudes and their penises just bouncing around. Like, boop, 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 boop. So there's some pants, like some I saw Brandon, he could wear them at home. And he'd be like, what are you talking about? Dude, stop it. You see yourself talking through your pants. Like, you're not about to wear those. Like, you're not. So this dude on TikTok, I really believe, first of all, he didn't have no, like, drawers underneath. And yes, because some of y'all probably like, how do I know? You must have been looking. Listen, when you scroll through this TikTok, there's no way possible I could have missed this scenario. And I'm not saying it in, like, a lustful, like, ooh, sexy way. I'm not, because my husband knows about this, because I was like, I wanted to show him. That's how bad it was. It was actually disgusting. It was actually really nasty. Like, to me, it was a turn off, because I'm like, dang, dude, like, you have the whole, like, even the comments were like, no imagination, print is out, you see the head peeking at you, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, it was like really, some of y'all ladies, especially if y'all single, y'all probably like, oh my God, which one is that? Let me see. But it really wasn't even cute. And it's to the point that, is it okay, like, for a wife to follow somebody like that? Is it okay for even your husband to follow a female with her vagina print all up in her pants? Because they do this nowadays. Like, we saw one, again, scrolling through TikTok. I was like, hey, what is this? It was, like, disgusting. It was nasty looking. Like, it wasn't, like, even a cute vagina. Like, at least make it sexy and cute to be like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? What's that? But no, she had it, like, like camel toe printing horrible. So in these scenarios, it's like, do husbands follow these people? Do wives follow these men? How do y'all feel about that? Is it okay to have that opposite sex interaction or just looking? Because some of us believe looking and scrolling is not a bad thing, but should it be something that you go on your phone and all you have on friends, like on Instagram, all your friends are just females half naked? Or even for like me, is that okay just going through my Instagram and all my posts are just men like naked just twerking it? Like, is that okay? Then we go into liking the pictures. Me personally, I don't like any other dude's pictures like that. Like when it's some crazy like dancing, slinging his thing or something going around, I don't like that. Like I don't even double like nothing. And like, or if it's someone that we know and like they're like looking good or something, like they're like trying to be sexy or something, do I like it? Especially when it's like a mutual friend. And you know how at the bottom, ladies, y'all already know at the bottom it shows you who likes it as your mutual friend. And you can see like, oh, like I be looking like, oh, Brandon better not have like this picture. Brandon better not have, he be following. And it's funny because he don't even follow half of those people because he's like, they be doing too much. These women do too much, which I'm grateful. But I know sometimes, of course, men wanna wander their eyes and hands and be like, ooh, she cute, she a model, you know what I'm saying, she bad. Or if she's famous and just has a nice looking body, right? Now we go into celebrity crushes. And I know some of y'all like, this is so like, this is not even important. Like, Jen is a celebrity, what are you doing? I get it, but sometimes it could be deep. Like there's some celebrities, like, and let me get into like the females. There's some female celebrities or even actresses or whatever that they might model for a Victoria's Secret. They might have their own lingerie thing. Like they're out there, like they're making money, they're getting paid, like advertising and stuff like that. So it might sound silly, but a celebrity crush, like I know me. Do you follow them? Like me, I do. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of mine. Like, T.I. followed. Hashtag T.I. Hey. What's his name? Boris, the actor. Yes, he's fine. Like, my husband knows. Absolutely. And Brandon, he actually has a crush on the wife. And now, is that okay, though? Is it okay to be like, oh, I got a celebrity crush? Is that cool? And how do you feel about it as your spouse? How do you feel that he has that celebrity crush? Or that, is it okay for me to have that celebrity crush? Opposite sex relationships. Like, a lot of times in the marriages, we don't even think about these things. We don't even think about it. We don't discuss it. What up? We don't discuss it. We don't get into it. But it can get very indulging in sinful, lustful thoughts, interactions, engagements. Like you just never know. And it can even be as bad as now there's comparison going on. And I just thought about that. I didn't even write that down. It could be as bad as a comparison. Because you could be like, well, T.I. was rocking the 6-pack the other day without a shirt. Like, what are we doing, babe? What about you? Or same thing with the females. She could be looking bomb as all can be, twerking it with a sexy lingerie. You gonna get the same outfit and you don't look as bad as good as her. But now then the comparison starts. So now we're having complications, issues, and fights or disagreements in the marriage. So is it okay to follow these celebrity crushes, to follow these models, to just be involved with these type of social media's platforms? Or is it something that you guys should discuss together? Even when it comes to just friendships, like, should both of you know them? The next one I put on here, this one is juicy. Where my juicy wives at? Let's get juicy with it. You know what? I got the wine. Where my music at, babe? Spicy. And I just took my medicine. Ooh. So the juicy next topic and the subject. Yeah, I was talking about the music. Like you didn't lower it or nothing. It was so good. Just to get it. You know how you were like, I like when you get crunk. I like it. It was getting me crunk. And then you got me this wine. So it was like, what happened? You want to put it on low? Then the next one is opposite sex. Work friends. I'm going to talk about it for the ladies. Because we doing a wives call tonight. I'm going to get more into the ladies. Is it okay to have the opposite sex friendships at the job? How do y'all feel about that? Like, is your coworker male or females? Or even if of course there's going to be male friends. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be male. Of course there's going to be opposite sex everywhere you go. But now, are you having actual intentional friendships or relationships with them? Like, are you being closer to them? You know, is there like a outing at the job? Everyone's going to the bar after work, and you linger a little bit more with one male coworker than hanging out with the girls. Talking about like, wives. Is that something you discuss with your spouse? Is that okay? Should that even be, is there boundaries? You know what I'm saying? Or do you not go to these outings? Because maybe that one male coworker might be attractive. And you don't want to put yourself in that place. Right? Like, these are real deal things that, believe it or not, ladies, this is not being discussed in the household. This is not being discussed. This is why there's lots of affairs within the work relationships. Like, I know some people, and my husband talked about this before, some people talk about like their work spouse, their work husband, their work crush, their work girlfriend, their work wife. Like, that's a no-no. Because I'm really adamant about your words are powerful. Your words are like a big deal in your life. And if you're sitting saying your work husband, eventually, I'm not saying that's going to be your husband, but the flirtations might start coming out, the extreme togetherness, the friendship. Y'all might start going to the outings with the company, and you're with him a little bit more. It happens. Like, before me and Brandon got married, I would say like, oh yeah, my work crush or something like that. And then eventually, since I would say it, I felt it. And then of course, I ended up getting close to a coworker. This is before me and Brandon. We wasn't married, nothing. I think we were like, we had broke up or something. I don't even know. He knows, situation. But words are powerful. And I ended up actually, kind of dating the dude at the job. Things is like what you speak really can happen. Like, it really does, right? So then we go into the lunch breaks. Okay, so I work from home. I've been at home. I've been an entrepreneur for years now. So I don't deal with half of these things anymore. Every now and then I might go to the office to handle something real quick. A meeting here and there. Like now that we're getting back into semi-meetings, we might do that. And there is like, where I'm a therapist, so majority of the therapists are women, but there's one or two males, and there's one that everybody's always like, oh my god, he's so fine. And I told Brandon, like, everybody be sweating this dude. I don't even look at, like, I don't even talk to him. But because everyone sweats him and he peeps I don't, he tries communication more with me. And I'm like, like, we're not doing that, because you have to set that boundary. Now, I did have him on a case with me one time, and I was like, okay, how are we going to work this out? Because, of course, then I got a call, then I got a text. So now we're getting into deeper situations. But that got cut short because I was like, we don't have a case no more together. That's not going to really be the way to go. So, lunch breaks. Do you go on lunch breaks with your opposites, like with your coworkers? And maybe that's the male. Maybe that's, the cute guy on the team. Maybe that's the single guy on the team. Maybe it's a married one that is not happy. So are you, is that a yes? It's not, nah, I'm straight, I'm staying back, I'm good, I'm not really gonna go out to lunch with them. Or if I do go, I'm gonna be hanging out more with the girls because I don't want the dude trying to come to me. You know what I'm saying? So how do y'all feel about that? Because for me, I'm not in the work field like that, but I know, my husband is. And we talk about these things. And I'm like, babe, tell me, like, if y'all going on a lunch break or if y'all going to the bar afterwards or if y'all going to hang out something or whatever, and there is one of the female coworkers, I absolutely should be knowing about this. And it's their boundaries. But he's like, I don't play that. He goes with the guys, and he's like, I'm not trying to deal with no females at the job because he knows his wife will cut a throat. Like, I don't play that. Okay? And that's what we do, right? We don't do that. So then we go into, should you meet them? Like, if there's a point in the job world that, let's say, like, for example, like for me, I've been in my field for over 10 years, right? And I've been in my company for almost 5 years. Now, it becomes to a point that now does your spouse get to meet this opposite sex coworker that you're a lot with? Do you introduce them? Do you set that in place? How do y'all feel about that? You know what I mean? Like, how do y'all feel about the opposite sex as friends? The opposite sex as building that friendship, that relationship, right? So then we go into the contacts, having the numbers, having the calling them, having the emails, going back and forth with them, having more than just that co-worker relationship, having more than just we talking about business from 9 to 5. Now he might be calling you after hours to see what you got going on the weekends.
Well, he could be calling about work, but still.
He could be calling about work, but still there's boundaries. I was in a scenario like that years ago with Brandon, and it was the opposite though. It was his coworker calling his coworker, scenario like that. And I got to the point that I was like, okay, time out. Who is this? Like, it's what time? And she's calling for what? Y'all don't even have to do reports after work. Like, what is this? Like, we need to be in the same room together while we talking? Like, what are we doing? And yes, I got introduced because, Brandon was like, it's nothing like that. She's just my coworker. She mad cool. And long story short, she is. Like, we actually became friends. We actually hang out more than my husband used to hang out with her, but that boundary got in place because it wasn't like that. Like, she wasn't like on him like that. Matter of fact, I think she was dating like his coworker. So it wasn't to that, but still, as the wife, I'm like, she getting a little bit too, what's happening? Like, that's a little bit too close to home, too close to comfort. We're not doing that. No, sir. And then, like, do you accept like lunches from your coworker? Do you accept I got you this, don't worry? Like, how do you feel about certain things, like with the opposite sex? Then I go into the exes. The opposite sex friendships with your ex. Like, I could do a whole series about the exes. Now, the question I had, April said, nope. The question I had, right, no lunches, none of that. Baby, I'll drop off the lunch. You need something? Like, what is this? We're not doing that. Right. Like, I don't play that. So the exes. The question was, are we talking about an ex-boyfriend or just an ex-person that you probably had some sex or smashed up every now and then? I don't like hide the words that I gotta say. And Brandon was like, all of it. And I'm like, well, do you follow them on social media? Do you still talk to them? Me personally, y'all know me. I'm cool. I'm chill. I keep it real. I do have a lot of associates and friends that were my exes or that I did have a previous relationship or engagement with, or like Jada would say, entanglement. And some of y'all probably watching, like, because y'all follow me, I follow you, but it's not like that. And my husband knows. Now, the question is it okay, though? I don't even think we really discussed, like, is he okay with it or not? he just be like, I don't even want to hear it. Just the boundaries is there. I don't play that. You already know. Like, he doesn't play that, but I do. But there's nothing there. Like, there's no further discussion. Like, it's not like an ex is hitting me up and we're like having conversation. Or if they do, I absolutely, I let my husband know, like, hey, babe, look, like, so and so, you know what I'm saying? So FYI for y'all, if y'all do hit me up, my husband sees it all. Like, I don't sit here and hide or try to, like, oh, let me DM this person or this ex or this person I did used to mess with. Let me say what up. No, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember a while back, one of the dudes I used to mess around with, he put something up, and I was like, oh my God, congratulations. That's just me. Like, congratulations, that's what's up. And he DM'd me, like, what you doing this weekend? Like, let's link up. And I told my husband, like, it wasn't even to that. So then my husband's like, are we all linking up? Like, I'm going, you going, like, we all going? Like, he bringing his girl, like, what are we doing? And I'm like, I don't think that's what he meant. And I asked, and he's like, nah, I'm not going with my girl, it's just me. I want to link up. I was like, we're not doing that. So then the boundary has to be placed. So is it okay to have that opposite sex relationship or friendship or even following you? Because in that scenario, I know y'all wives are like, your husband is mad calm, because mine would have been like, nope, delete and block. I feel you, because he is. Because he just knows I'm not doing nothing. I'm not going to go nowhere. Like, it's not like that. But is that okay for some of us that don't know how to put that boundary or that are just not saying nothing and not speaking up? Like, y'all just letting it roll by. Like, just the dude DMing you, sending you pictures, or doing some extreme, extraordinary things that in a marriage that should not be okay and it's not really allowed. Right? Now, how do you feel if it's the husband? If the husband has the opposite sex friends or exes? Now, I'll have a question though. What if it's a best friend that's the opposite sex? And I didn't even put that one down. I just put previous friends. What if it's a best friend that's the opposite sex, that even before your spouse was in the mix? Because I have that. I have about 2 or 3 of my closest friends, best friends from high school, that before Brandon were in my life, like my friends, my best friends. And no, I will put this out there because even Brandon knows, none of them 3 I ever smashed, messed up with, cooked up with, grabbed hands, kissed, anything, like touched, rubbed, nothing, zippo, nada. And that had to be discussed. Like I told Brandon from jump, like, this is my best friend, this person, this is my other dude, this person, they all came to my wedding. You know what I'm saying? One of them was he? No, they were just guests, right? Yeah. But, and then they met my husband. Like, when me and Brandon dated, they met him. Matter of fact, they even stayed at the crib where me and Brandon lived at. But it was all respect. It was all love. So, is that okay? What do y'all think? Like, is that cool? Is that not? Because some relationships don't even accept that. I know with me, when we're switching the roles, and I know y'all gonna be like, really, Jen? But yes, wives, I'm gonna tell y'all, when Brandon had a female best friend, but you see, y'all heard that part, right? Had. When he had a female best friend, I wasn't playing that. So we had different perspectives. Brandon was like, okay, cool, whatever. Boom. I was not having it. No female best friend, nowhere. And he was mad. He used to be like, you tripping? He right here laughing like, yo, he remembers, because I was not, dude, I was like, where does she live? Like, that's how serious I was. And the main reason why I'm going to say ladies, my wives, is because in my scenario with my best friends, I never had nothing with them. And with Brandon's, we're going to get transparent. It was actually his ex-girlfriend that was his best friend. Right? I know April like, oh crap, oh no, we're not doing that. It was his ex-girlfriend. And if she might hop on a live tonight, because I don't even know if she follows him or I don't know. I don't think so. If so, what up? You know what I'm saying? I have nothing. But at that time, I was like, nope, not feeling it. You smashed, she got the D, you did, nah, not having it. Nope. But he was like, oh, he thought I was jealous. You know, I'm being real with y'all wives. He thought I was jealous. He thought I was crazy. All these things, and certain things that he would mention about her, I'd be like,
But
she still want the D. We're not playing that.
but that was before we got married, though.
That was way before we even had a baby.
Yeah.
That was like when we were dating.
That was when we was married.
No, it wasn't. I never said it was when we were married. It was when we were dating. And even dating, I was like, I need to meet her, and I did. And I was like, not feeling the vibe. She still wants my man. She still wants the D. She's not the best friend that we need to have in our lives. And I'm glad throughout the time and years he started peeping it out. And one day he did call and tell me, like, babe, you was right. She was trying to be slick, trying to slide up in the DMs. And Brandon was like, I'm out. And I think that's the last, was those the last time? I think that was the last scenario, situations that the friendship happened. But how do y'all feel about the opposite sex best friends? Wives, do y'all have a best friend as a male? If it's a repeat, put it in the comments. If y'all watching lives, put it in. Do y'all have a best friend that's a male? You know, because me personally, I prefer my homeboy, my best friend. That's my dude. Like, there's no jealousy, there's no hate, there's no issues, and he has a good relationship with my husband. But there's boundaries. It's nothing crazy, you know. Now, moving on from there, going back into the exes, I discussed like following and stuff like that. But what about in communication with the opposite sex in your relationship? Like, is that an okay? Is that a comfortable thing where you guys are still communicating, but there's nothing, it's just friends? You know, or does that immediately get cut off once you get married? Like, ladies, like wives, do y'all think, okay, we're married, so now the friendship with the ex has to stop? Or, because I met some people that the exes and the new husband are cool, and they're like really closer than the wife. And I was like, what? That's crazy. But everybody all hangs out, like the wife, the husband, the best friend, the ex, the wife. Like, it's really crazy. How do you feel about that with the opposite sex? Is there a point that enough is enough? Is there a point that, like I said with the social media, is it a point that following too many models is enough? Like, you go on your phone, you open up to look at like reels, and all you have is, because remember, a lot of the social media, it feeds off of you and what you look up and what you do. So when is it enough that someone goes to your phone and is like, dang, you got nothing but dudes with sweatpants just showing everything, though, the prints the whole time? Like, that's all you looking at? You know what I'm saying? When is that enough? What about when it comes to the messaging or even the work friends? Like, is there a point in place that you're like, you know what? I don't even gotta mess. I don't even really need, and I'm not saying it in a messed up way, like you just gotta not have no friends that are females, or, for us women, have male friends. But for me, I personally feel that, especially when it comes to work, I personally feel that the males, when the female is married, that the males at the job feel like the flirting can be to a certain extent, because maybe I think they feel like, oh, maybe they're not getting that at home, or they're more here than at home. Or if you do give that attention, some wives like it. Some wives like it. Some of y'all might like the flirtatious dude at the job, because y'all know he's just amping you up, getting you all excited, and then you go home and you with your husband, and that's it. But that doesn't mean nothing. Now, is that okay? Is that acceptable? Because to a certain degree, when is that going to stop, or when is it going to go further than just the comments? That's when we have to put that pause. And it happens. We have to put that pause on that coworker. Like, listen. And you don't even got to be funny about it. You don't even got to say nothing. You just got to go about your business. And if they start, oh, what's up, you just, okay, keep it business, keep it professional. Because you got to also, and this is what I feel as a wife, we got to put that boundary out there. We do. If we're every day like, oh, ha, 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 thank you, oh, I still look good. We know you still look good. Because all you got to do is go to the gas station. The gas station is always the lick. Y'all already know. You go to the gas station. It don't matter what you got on. You always got it when you go to the gas station. There's some dude at the gas station. Well, for me, this is how Brandon knows. I'd be like, dude, this dude's still at the gas station, still trying to holler. So you don't have to wait for that coworker to be like, hey, what's up? Hey, and then y'all get clothes, and then there goes the outings, and then there goes the lunch. Now, are you telling your spouse these conversations? She said, yes, the gas station game is real. It's still there. Like, I'll be like, y'all still at the gas station? I thought that was like 20 years old by now. Like, still spitting game at the gas station. And it works sometimes. But it has to be a point that as a wife, we got to put that boundary out there. We have to let, and then this is where also the big deal with communication comes into play with your marriage. Because now, wives, are you telling your spouse about the work relationship, the previous male friend that you maybe liked, or the ex that you kind of had an entanglement with or a relationship with, and y'all still kind of cool every now and then, hit each other up? Do y'all mention this to your spouse? Or do you just keep it to yourselves until you know, oh snap, it's getting kind of deep, I need to let my husband know? That's a big deal. Like, me personally, I tell my husband ASAP. And I know, and listen, ladies, we know how to talk to our husbands and be like, so I love you. And you know how to butter them up to the point that they know what you're about to say. What's wrong? What's going on? You can let them know. Yo, so-and-so hit me up. I don't even know what they want. You know, whatever. But it's better to be honest and real with them versus when it's later down the line, 2 months later, you know, let's just say something happened with the phone or something, they're messaging you and your spouse looks at it and it's like, why is your coworker hitting you up with this? Or why is his ex messaging you? Why are they talking about they miss you? Why are they talking about leave your spouse and come over here? Because that's happened. And I tell Brandon all the time, be like, babe, you already know my stalker hit me up. You want to answer his phone? Cause he calling me. He calling me. Like, here you go. And he do. Cause I'm like, handle that. Cause this, with my case, is crazy. This guy's just like ridiculously crazy stalking me, and I don't know what else to do. I block every number. He calls every other day with a different number. It's like, dude, you must not have a life to get that many different numbers. So for me, that's all I got. I know I got it. Like, okay, stalker's back. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a month. He's around. But that's something that's out of my control. Now, if it was a scenario where I'm not blocking him and I'm answering the phone and I'm sending pictures back or I'm saving stuff or whatever, now the opposite sex friendships become in the danger zone. Like, that's a no-no. You know what I mean? What do y'all feel about that? What do y'all feel about the exes? What do y'all feel about the contacting each other, calling one another? My biggest one was the social media. Because social media, we didn't have these issues when I was growing up with Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. Now it's so easy. Even other apps where you can like date and stuff, where you swipe and all that stuff. It's so simple to fall into a deeper trap, and then next thing you know, you done fell in somebody's penis or something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Out of nowhere, like, oops, my bad. Because it, you know, the steps that took place and you never communicated with your husband. As a wife, what do you feel your role is? Should you be the one to put the boundary? Should you talk to the husband? Should you accept it? Should you keep it rolling? Or do you just feel bad and not say nothing and just keep playing with the role? Or even just ignore it and not ever say nothing? I think that's bad as it is. Like, ignore and just having the person message you or whatever, and you just, oh, I'm just not going to respond. How's that going? Because now you're showing that there's no boundary. Because you're not even speaking up. At least speak up. Like, please. Like, hey. And like, you know what the funny part is, when this happens to my husband with any scenario, he's so funny. He's so funny because Brandon is so quick. He throws me in every conversation so fast. I'd be like, damn, babe, it wasn't even asking about your wife. Like, they wasn't even saying nothing about me. But he's so good at it. He's gotten so... I'd be like, dang, like, they didn't even finish the sentence. Like, I'm going to tell y'all one time. I didn't even think about this till now. Somebody had messaged him recently, a while ago. Recently. And he called me like, babe. You know what I'm talking about? He called me like, babe. Somebody called me or texted me and it was the wrong number. So he's like, oh, wrong number. So then I guess the person, the girl... Oh, he does that too? It must be a family thing. He's like, oh, I guess the girl was like, oh, no, Brandon was like, you got the wrong number. So I guess she was like, oh, but do you want to talk or something, right? Something like that.
Something like she was distressed.
Something, right? Was going on. So then here goes Brandon. I'm married, by the way, so it's nothing I can help you with. Like, he just like, boom, block, stop. And I was like, dang, babe, like, what if she was like, look, needed help, or like, I don't know, like something. And he was like, nope, first sentence out of my mouth. And he was, you know, I have a wife, I'm married. Like, he was like biography status. And I'm sitting here, like, he's telling me this, and I'm like, okay, like, you need me to call her or something? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, he's just like, I don't know, babe, but, you know, I just be like, you know, I got a wife. And it's so funny. Like, it's not funny, but it is, because when he tells me and he responds to these messages, it's kind of like he feels like if I'm watching or hearing through the phone or something. Or like if I'm trying to set him up to see what he'll say. But I'm not. But I don't want to say he's almost like scared, but he'd be like, no, but I'm married though. With my wife, you want to talk about my wife? She right here. And I just be like, babe, they were just trying to like, maybe it was lost or something. He's like, nah, I'm good. You don't have to do that. And it's so funny because he does this like all the time. Like, even if I'm not with him or if I'm with him, especially when I'm not with him, he'll tell me stories. And people are just having a conversation about life. And he just be like, well, you know, my wife, you know, she's Colombian. And, you know... And I'm like, babe, they wasn't even talking about me, Colombia, you, marriage. He's like, I don't care. They just need to know, babe. Like, they just need to know. And I'm like, well, okay. Like, it's funny because someone else said that to me the other day. He's like, yeah. She was like, yeah, you know, he talks about you all the time, this and that. And I'm like, why are you talking? You know, I didn't want to be rude, but I'm like, why are you talking to her about me? Like, she don't need to know my business. But he does it more out of like respect. Like, she needs to know I'm married and I'm not gonna pass that boundary. That's how he does it. He don't do it because, you know, there's some men that just say they're married just to say it, and, you know, women want that even more. Really, wives know that game. And then there's the other man that say it because they're really like, don't step a foot in my territory because my wife will snipe you up. And I think that's how Brandon feels. So, but it's all good. I love it. I think it's cute. I think it's funny. And it's good because at the end of the day, you want your husband also to have that boundary. And I'm pretty sure he wants me to have that boundary. You know, like I've had, you know, when men try to say what's up or whatever, I'm just like, got married. See you later. Thank you. But I'm a little bit more like nice about it. Even though y'all think I'm crazy. My husband is like snipe. Like he just goes cutthroat, and I'm like, yo, maybe they were just trying to say hello for the day. I'm like, I don't know, but it's really good. So, ladies, I appreciate y'all comments. I appreciate you guys getting on. It's been a great, interesting. Is having the opposite friend cool? Okay, you know, what do y'all think about it? How do y'all feel about it for you, for your spouse? Our pastor mentioned this a while ago that it's a big no-no. In general, it's a big no-no. Like our pastor, y'all know Montel. Y'all know Montel. Look, get good. Get out of here. Guess who? Guess who talking about? Dag, I missed it. Mm-hmm. You already know. Our number one subscriber. He about to be they about to be our first couple in our marriage program. You already know who? Omar in the building. Look, Brendan already knows. But what was I saying? He messed me up. Messed me up about the boundaries. Our marriage pastor at our church. Y'all know Montel, the rapper, the R&B singer. My bad, R&B singer. He actually is big. He does marriage concepts and all that stuff. And he mentioned he does not do anything when it comes to the opposite sex without his wife. Like, he does not play. He has no games. And I get where he's coming from, because y'all got to remember, he's very open about it. He had affairs with, other women when he was in the entertainment world. So for him, going through, learning about God and the church and marriage and almost getting divorced and all that, he doesn't play when it comes to that boundary. Like, he's like, nope, the devil caught me before, it's not going to happen again. And he talked about it, like, for nothing. Like, he was serious. Like, even in a car, when you go to eat, when you're at work, opposite sex in the perimeter, the wife is like inches away. Like, he doesn't play that. Like, you turn and she's right there. Does that mean, here he goes, there he goes. He back in the building. Does that mean you have to unfriend we talked about the opposite sex in social media. It's not about unfriending them. If they're just friends, they're friends. Like, you could have opposite sex friends. That's cool. But when it comes to like social media, we discussed like, if it's an ex or if it's a friend you done smashed, Omar, and if your wife is cool with it, y'all friends, and there's no like interchanging of communication and likes and comments and things like that, then y'all both have that respect and agreement. That's fine and dandy, I feel. Because I, like, for a fact, like, for example, with one of my exes, do I put likes? I do. Matter of fact, I do like some of his stuff. But my husband knows. Like, I'll be like, babe, this nigga lame. Like, look what he got. Look what he got. But it's not like I hit him up like, oh, hey, how you doing? It's been 10 years. What's up? No. I let it be. There's that boundary. So if it's just an opposite sex friend, no, it's not. No, not a friend.
Oh, it's a mutual friend.
If it's a mutual friend, then of course not. Or even if it's just a female friend that there's nothing there, like, let's say someone on your team, your wife knows her, y'all good, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. No, but if it's the opposite sex and it's further than that, I don't know if it's okay to be as in detail with the friendship. Having them on your social media, I don't think it's really bad. I think Brandon has he does. He has one of his exes, I think, as a friend. But it's whatever. As long as no comments is thrown. I know one time it was a comment made. I'm like, she don't gotta make no comments in my family, even if she's just a friend now, but she was the ex later. She needs to get off, because I was about to, I don't play that. So that's really when it comes to that. That's what I feel, ladies and wives, when it comes to like opposite sex. Just be attentive and just be aware, because some opposite sex relationships can be unnecessary or can be in the way of the marriage, and it can interrupt, or it can be tricky. It can be tricky. Like, it could, there can be some arguments or some disagreements in the house because of a friend that might be the opposite sex, that maybe the spouse don't realize it's a little bit more, because we've had that scenario. Like, he's told me, like, babe, I don't think that dude might be trying to get with you. And I'm like, what? Or vice versa. Sometimes they see something we don't see. And that can be where the trickiness come in. And then remember, temptation is real. And I'm not saying that just because it's the opposite sex, you're going to want them. But what if it's the opposite sex and she's single and she looks good? Or for us wives, what if it's the opposite sex and they're single and they look good? And then they think you look good. Now we go into a whole nother boundary scenario. So now you have to kind of put that in place, right? Again, it goes back to the communication with your spouse. Some spouses don't care. Some spouses are very territorial and don't play that. That's me. I don't do it. Nope, don't do it. Brandon is more chill because he knows I show him, I'm open a lot with everything. I'm like, babe, this, that, if it's a particular ex, that takes me a little longer to tell him because I know he's going to be mad. I still do, but, what can I do? I have the same number. I'm not going to change my number, right? But I respect him and I respect whatever, he's like, do this, do that. Cool. I let him know. Like, yo, like I know one individual, I had to tell him, like, yo, my husband really for real don't want you calling, texting, nothing. Like, you really gotta like separate, like get away and respect that. And that's it. Cause it was another situation. And I had to put that out there. That's the boundaries with the opposite sex because of the previous relationship. I know you're chill. You probably be like, goodbye. But anyways, I appreciate y'all getting on. Y'all know I do my 50-minute, 45-minute time frame. And I'm excited. I'm glad y'all hopped on. Definitely follow our Facebook. Our YouTube. Subscribe. And go to our page, direct.me/Barker Worldwide. Y'all see us doing multiple things. And, I had somebody the other day mention, like, we're in so many things. Like, what are we doing? Listen, the Barkers are getting it all. Okay? This world has too much for us not to be getting it all. God wants us to be abundant and to give abundance back. And we doing it. Every aspect. In the crypto, in the coaching for my husband's business, in the Spanish classes that I'm going to be putting out there. Brandon, you getting that butt whooped. What that mean? I don't know. I don't do that. Omar, Brandon, you getting that butt what whooped? I don't know what he means. What I say? Did I say something? About maybe about eggs or something. I don't know. But so yes. So we're getting it all, we're doing it all, multiple things. Retirement is nothing but a number. It's not an age. Remember that retirement is nothing but a number when it comes to financial. It's not an age. You don't have to be 65 to retire, 75. You could be, I know people that are 25 retired and financially free. So we're doing it all. We're going to go more into depth as the weeks go on into different things that we're launching or we already launched and we're working on, we're growing. You ever snatch his phone? Is that allowed? I'm not do I snatch your phone, man? I don't really be snatching. When we dated, you see what's up. I don't think we snatch phones. Like, I just get the phone. Like, I don't gotta snatch. Listen, we at the point. We're at the point you married. Like, if you gotta be snatching phones from your spouse, that's a problem. It should not be no snatching, no hiding, no nothing. And absolutely, you should know your husband's code to his phone. That's something I should have brought up on one of these contacts. I'm going to tell y'all wives right here, live in action before I get off. If you don't have your husband's code to his phone or access to his phone, his bank, his cards, I don't care what, everything, there's a problem. Because you are his spouse, you're his best friend, you're his partner, you're his lover, you're everything and above. So you need to get that together. And there's no hiding passcodes, phones. We're not turning the phone. No. We don't do that. Nope. We don't do that. If you on here, wife, and you okay with not knowing, and I'm not saying it in the sense of creeping through the phone. I'm not saying that. I'm not. And I'm not saying being sneaky. I'm not saying because you don't trust him. I'm not. I'm just saying that's your spouse. Like, what is there to hide? What is there that you can't get passcodes to or access to? If there is, then maybe there is, I feel, maybe a little bit further, maybe counseling or something, or like what is, you know what I'm saying? Like, why we put in passwords, I don't know. Why we put in, why are you hiding bank accounts or this? We no. No, sir. So check it out. It might be another family in the mix. Might be in. I'm gonna go with it. Wives, like some of y'all, some wives. Let me tell you, and then I'm out. Some wives need to open up your eyes because it might be further than we really want to open up. Like that phone might be having a certain lock code because it might be a whole nother bank account, house, family, kids. Shoot, listen. I went through a scenario where my ex had a whole girlfriend and a family up the road, not even a block from where I lived. And I found out like a whole nother life. Obviously, we're not together because I found out. And I'm like, you serious? Like, she right up, you could walk to her house? Like, that's how bad it was, you know? So, y'all gotta wake up, wives. She can have it all. She deserves, exactly. We, as wives, deserve all of it. And if there's a reason that the husband is not doing it, ladies, like my friend said, do we deserve it? Of course. And if he doesn't agree, if he feels different, then we need to dig a little bit deeper and not sneaky, but just communicate, just talk. You know what's up with the pastor? What's up with the code? What's up with the accounts? Because according to my husband, he be saying that some husbands be having these accounts that wives don't even know about. I'm like, you hope you not one of them, because I'll find out, sunshine. I'll find out. But I didn't know that was a thing, like a husband play account.
But girls got it.
Or like a husband unknown account.
But women
wives, I guess he's saying wives do it too. You know what?
You remember when they talked about
you know what?
Yep, you remember?
You know what? Back in the day, women did get taught by our grandparents, because even my mother at one point, like sometimes she said, I wish Joe would. Right, girl, listen, we're not playing that. Even my mother at a point was like, you telling Brandon all the money, does he knows this, because back in the day, they will say, you don't tell them all your money because in case he leaves, you have your money stashed away. That was the big thing back in the day. Some women still believe that now, but that's not the way we should be living, on divorce and hiding and this and that. No. So that needs to be checked, and no, there's nothing wrong with her account, his account, our account. Nothing wrong with that. Because you got to also have your savings too in case, God forbid, something happens. Not in the sense of, oh, he's going to leave, I got to have my account. No. What if he gets injured? What if loses a job? What if he gets sick? What if, what I'm saying? What if he passes? So many different scenarios. But anyways, that's a whole nother topic. Appreciate y'all getting on. What's up, cuz? Y'all like the late night calls. Like, y'all like late night talking. Like, y'all hopping on now late night. Like, y'all, it's bedtime. I'm going to go shower and pass out. Take some more. Brandon gave me wine. I got this medicine. You should not be having wine and medication at the same time.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I took my
But that how many hours ago?
No, I just took it. None of these crazy things. I took the regular tooth one.
Oh, okay.
The regular one, not like the one that gets me in the clouds. I didn't take that with the wine. I'll be la la land. I can't with Omar. I'm done with you. He said, Dag, I gotta tell her about my offshore accounts too. Jeez. I bet you got some of them island accounts with the way you compliance might be on here. Let me not say nothing. Shoot. But anyways, y'all, thank you for getting on. I appreciate y'all. Next Thursday, we'll be going over some things. I know one of my friends wants to get on our wife's call, and he's a man, so I don't know if I'm gonna get him on our wife call. I gotta see how some of y'all wives are feeling. But if I do get him on, it's gonna be a really interesting topic where we're gonna get a man's perspective on a wife's call. So y'all, if y'all listening to the replay or you listening now, put a topic that as a wife's call we could get a man on to get the perspective of the man, and then I talk for the wife, and then another wife could get on too. So we can have multiple perspectives, different ideas. Put it in the chat, put it in the comments, go to our page, go to our YouTube. We're everywhere. Y'all, listen, the Barkers is going to be known in this world. Barker Worldwide, this is going to be known. Y'all already know. Thank y'all for getting on. It's been already an hour. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a safe and blessed night. Thank you. This song be violent.